Hello, welcome back. Good evening. Is it Thursday already? Yeah, that's crazy. So, we didn't continue going forward. We are kind of retracing our movements a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Still above 120. Current price of Bitcoin 121,847. We dipped to a low today of 119,677. Close enough to where I mentioned we did have a support at 119,561. I think I averaged it out to 400, 119,400. Just 200 shy off of that. No big deal. Um, let's hope we don't continue to see that. And no, I did not put a trigger order here just yet because turns out even at these prices, we're not even oversold, meaning that prices can continue lower. I wouldn't like that to happen, but it can. But if it does continue lower, I'm prepared. 113,280. I know that sounds absurd, but it could happen. But I don't think it will. Alts are already suffering pretty hard, even with Bitcoin still being above 120,000. I don't really understand why. How am I doing? I'm doing fine in all my positions. Nothing in danger of being liquidated. You know, I'm playing it all really safe. 3x leverage maximum. And trying to take advantage of these dips as well. Any areas that I find are decent for entering, I pay attention to those. One good way you can do that is going to coinank.com and checking the RSI heat map. There's two heat maps you can get here. The liquidation heat map is this one. You can check any asset over here, check any time frame to see where prices are likely to start seeing liquidations, whether that's toward the upside or the downside. As you can tell over here, we had a couple millions, probably billions worth of longs getting liquidated just today. And we still got plenty more up until 117,000 maybe. But I like to look at RSI heat map as well to have a look at just the general altcoins, how they're looking. Nothing specifically that I like or know. That could be a good entry. This 2Z keeps on going lower and lower. Sucks to be you. Why is Litecoin overbought? What is going on? I do not have Litecoin over here on my favorites. I have a position open on it, and we are up indeed. Look at this. What is going on? Tell me, AI, that's what you're good for. What just happened? Amid strong buying momentum. You know what? I think it has to do with the ETFs. It has to be. We are expecting that to come out soon. But the issue is that they are getting delayed because the SEC is offline, because the government is still shut down, and no sign of governments reopening anytime soon. That being said, Litecoin is overbought, and I think I'm going to just go ahead and take profit here. X. Yes. Wow. Of course, it drops as soon as I click take profit. Anyway, I'm no longer in Litecoin. I think that was a bad idea, wasn't it? Sell the news event. It's fine. What is it telling me here? Yeah, I know price made a movement upward to 128, 129. No major fundamental news driving this move. Okay. Yeah, so then you deserve to get your profits taken. I'll wait for another entry on Litecoin if we ever do become oversold. You gotta take profits when it's telling you to, right? You can't, like... I'll give myself as an example, right? A lot of these tokens, I'd say 90% of them, were in overbought territory, and I did not take profits on them. Now look where they are. They're either back to my entry prices, lower than my entry prices, or just slightly above it. Nonetheless, profit was available to be made, and I did not take the opportunity. Henceforth, I am back at square one. It might not seem that way with something like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been holding strong, we'll admit that. If you look at the dominance, it's still up there. Bitcoin's still above 120,000. I sold at 119,000. And we're at 121. We haven't necessarily, you know, become oversold yet, but we have been overbought for an overextended period of time. I took profit like halfway throughout that overbought extended time. So I'm just waiting for another retracement to re-enter Bitcoin, and no fear. You should not be fearful of entering Bitcoin, even at these high prices. You know what? Do whatever you want. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is my mentality. I'm not fearful of entering Bitcoin at these high prices anymore because I know, we know, everybody knows that it's meant to go much higher. Sure, it can go against you. Sure, you do have risk if you're using leverage. That's why you shouldn't go too crazy. I don't know if this is for the good or for the bad of me, but I'm leaning towards maybe Bitcoin. I could see myself starting to use 5x leverage, maybe on Bitcoin, but that's it. Because it's such a massive asset that you need more dollar exposition in there, and you need to amplify the volatility more because it's not that volatile of a coin. Sometimes. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking there. Avantis, I know it looks really bad. 900 down. We've got issues with the dexes. We'll talk about that. Not necessarily like big issues. Has to do mainly with the main dex, Aster. Not even the main dex. Main dex is hyperliquid. Aster is the side dex competitor. And specifically the Binance ecosystem kind of having a bit of a struggle in terms of meme coins. We're going to discuss that later on. I've got plenty of news. That'll be our main topic mainly for when we get to our news section after we get through what Trump is mentioning about the Middle East and how other altcoins are doing and the rest of the globe. I entered well. No, I didn't. This entry in Avantis was, I don't even know why I entered here, but I just decided, hey, you know what? We were oversold kind of over here, so I think it'll be fine to enter here. I was wrong. Again, I don't learn from my mistakes. If it's oversold, that is when you enter, not when it is not oversold. And if you miss your chance, you missed your chance, and it's meant to go lower, so don't even consider entering if you think, you know, oh, we're close enough to oversold. No, we're not. Especially on something as volatile as Avantis. You even have like the risk warning over here, the innovation zone, meaning that this on its own is really volatile. If you want to amplify that volatility with leverage, that's on you, and you probably deserve to get liquidated if you do. Not saying that you will. But hey, it could also play out really well in your favor, and that's what I'm going for here. I put a trigger order down here. I really don't know where to put these Fibonacci levels because I'm not sure if I have enough chart history on Avantis. But if you don't know, this is the Coinbase DEX kind of deal, right? I put one more trigger order right before I get liquidated at 73. My liquidation price is 69. My average entry is still at 103, and it kept going against me, but we're kind of seeing a bit of a sign of recovery at last. Some green candles. But you can't say that is the bottom for sure. Yeah, we were oversold at these areas, but I wanted to combine it with a support in order to enter. If not, then probably no, I will not be entering anymore on it. But I've got a decent position on it, and with this last order that's going to get filled over here, it'll push the liquidation price down a little further, because I'm expecting this to drop it probably a third of the way. 90 divided by 3, that'll give us to 60 cents. Which would drop my liquidation price to around over here. Something like that. But for the time being, as long as it's still, you know, doing its thing, whatever. XPL. Plasma. Another coin that I entered. We didn't really get overbought on this one. I had my take profit up here. Barely missed it. Barely made, what was it, $400? Now we are negative 150. And I'm even approaching liquidation price. Same deal with this one. Really volatile coin. And I put another trigger order down over here just in case it continues dropping to further push my liquidation price lower. For this to crash all the way down, I don't think that's going to be a possibility. And I have faith in this project. I know it's really good. 0 fees USDT transactions. Come on. That is the future. So don't sleep on it. Moving on, let's just have a look at everything else in order. Ethereum, 4,385 currently. We dipped to a dangerously low price of 4,266. Really close to my stop loss, which is at 4,200. My entry is 4,133. Would suck to see this just suddenly, go blank. And especially given the fact that I've been in this Ethereum position since all the way over here. And I had the opportunity to take profits. Plenty of opportunity to take profits. Higher than what we are right now. And I didn't. I was expecting to take profits all the way up here. But once again, this is futures market. You cannot hold on to positions for too long. Is kind of my takeaway from all of this. My little lesson that I'm learning as I go along the way and that I share with you guys. If you see, exit patterns like this show up over, sure, you might sell out a bit early if you're glued to the charts all the time. Hey, given where we are right now and where we were in the past, we're at that same price and we were overbought at that area. You could argue, yeah, I'm down to take some profits over here, but me realistically speaking, I don't think I will. Now that I'm already in it, I'll just hold on to the position. Ride or die with it. Get me out with a 145 stop loss, which will still make me some profit, I think. Yeah, like $100. Or I could just, YOLO it, close right now, make 500. Or I could just hold on to the position, let it ride, and potentially make a much larger return. If I put this at 5,000, I just want to see the profit potential. I know it's probably not going to happen because I'm being really ambitious here, but 5,000, I make 1,881. I'll leave it there just in case anyway, but yeah, come on. Something's got to happen. Somewhere close. That's where I'm expecting it for it to move. World Liberty Finance also going against me, and it seems like we purchased this one over here, which is good. It dropped my average price. This is new. I did not even realize this. Current price is $17.95. My average entry is now $18.77, down from what it was like $19.90 or 19 something. Super trend is on the way down as well. What's the next stop? I don't think we're gonna go much lower than this. I hope not, at least. Otherwise, we're looking at 15. Because from here, we genuinely don't have any historical data. These are like all-time lows for World Liberty Finance. Anything below 17. Actually, no. We've seen it at 16, right? I'm thinking of the USDT chart. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, we did. We saw 16.11. Matter of fact, I'm going to draw a line on that on the USDC chart so that I can use it as reference. 16.11. And maybe, just maybe, if we combine that with the support 3, that could be a possible entry. This is the all-time low, 16.11. It's a good thing that I have the memory of an elephant. Okay, well, I put $16.11. I might have the memory of an elephant, but I have the brains of a goldfish. There we go. Alright, so this area right over here is probably going to be my last efforts to maybe save the position. I don't even think so. Look how far down my liquidation price is. Like, I would just put one more order over here and just let it do its thing. I'm expecting a reversal overall. We really don't have any negative fundamentals for prices to be dropping like this. This is all a gift, in my opinion. An opportunity that we should take to either reinforce our positions, grow them, or enter fresh new positions like I am doing with, I don't know, something like Avalanche. I have entered Avalanche at last. Small profit currently, but, kind of lateralizing around my entry price at 28.29 is my entry. 28.37 is the current price. What do we got? If you go like early 27s, that's probably, I don't even know if I want to enter that low because we have seen Avalanche much lower than that before. But yeah, I don't know. I won't put anything yet. I'll just keep an eye on it for the time being. Moving on, Solana, 221.85. Not a lot of change since the last time we analyzed it. Uptrend at least is still maintained. We saw Ethereum's uptrend getting broken. I forgot to mention that, right? Yeah, look at this. Super trend already flipping bearish. It's not good, but let's just hope that it recovers quickly and easily. XRP, what are we doing here? Downtrend. Yeah, deserved. Finally, breaking out of these downtrends. I mean, these uptrends. Get him out. XRP is going to crash to 270. You heard it here first. And if it does, I think I'll enter. If we do see 270. What is this line here for? It's just this low. Okay. Alright, alright. I'm gonna have to... Fibonacci will not help me here. It will not. What is this? Well, that's not what I wanted. Delete that. Where's the important line? Do I just go 272? I think I might. Because like 270, it's going to do that thing where it like barely misses my entry price if I have it something like this. And then it actually takes off. So, I don't know. To guarantee an entry, I'll just put 272. I don't think I have too much in XRP anyway. It could really lower my average price. I absolutely can. Like to, what is the difference between these? 279 or 272? What? 275? 76? Something like that. And I do want XRP obviously above $3. We're expecting ETFs for it very soon. Now's the chance, in my opinion. I gotta average these. No, I'm not gonna average them out. 27263. For the good or for the worse of me. There you go. Perfect. Moving on. I've had the position open for such a long time. I think I'm paying more fees in it than I am gaining, aren't I? Literally, yes. I'm paying $45 in fees. And I'm making 23. Oh, XRP, what are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you? Sui, the best coin to ever exist, is holding up its uptrend. Bouncing right off my entry. This was uncalled for. But hey, it's fine. I mentioned this literally in yesterday's stream. I'm like, I'm happy that the super trend is right on my average entry price so that if we do see Sui's price continue lower, it's just going to bounce off where my entry price is, never see the negative numbers, and bounce forward. And we saw exactly that. So I'm happy there. But I don't know if this is... We don't know. People are trying to spread FUD in the markets, but it's like, really, there's nothing to be fearful about. Really nothing. So yeah. No big change on Sui. Same deal, I guess. I could have taken profits up here, but I don't know. I'm being greedy. I wanted above $4 to take some actually good profits. I don't know. Sometimes patience does pay off. We'll see. Chainlink kind of doing its own thing over here, but still maintaining its uptrend. No change. 22.11 is the current price. Cardano, what are you doing? Similar deal, bouncing off the uptrend over here. So that means we get rid of this. It's dangerous for Cardano. It's looking like it wants to go lower. Oh boy. And if it does, I wouldn't really care too much. What are we making on it? I don't even have that much in. And we are getting Cardano ETFs as well. Do not forget. The question is, do I really want to buy here? The answer is no. We're not oversold at these areas. We would be oversold at this last support at 75 is what I would assume. So for better or for worse, I'll just put an order at 76. Drop 1,000 there. Should help lower the average price, at least to somewhere in the middle, like at 78 instead of being at 81. As much as I dislike Cardano at the current moment, but we'll see. Moving on, Stellar. Same deal. Could have taken profits up here. Did not. In retrospect, now I regret it. Downtrend is there. So I'm going to have to swallow a bit of a red number madness. But we'll hope we recover from that fast. As soon as possible. And what? I think we should stay above 35. Right? Let's hope for that. I analyzed World Liberty Finance already. What are these other altcoins doing? Did I already put trigger orders on them? No, I did not. And Athena seems like it's still trying to drop. If it does, we're looking at 47. How much do I have in here? I feel like I have too much in Athena. Kinda. We'll see if this does get filled. 4775. If not, good. But if so, good as well. It'll drop my average price to maybe 55, where we are right now. That's just like really rough, quick math calculation. So I could be wrong. Ave, what are you doing? Also flipping to a downtrend. I'm very negative on this. I think I have a lot in here too. I do. I have too much. But Ave, genuinely good projects still, so whatever. Research Coin literally just decided to drop halfway and stay lateralized at a halfway loss for me. So I'm just donating $10 in fees to the exchange because I'm just generous like that. Polkadot's slowly turning red. We're really close to getting this order filled. I kind of hope it does. But we won't really be oversold if we do get that filled. But I don't mind either. Sonic kind of doing its own thing. Compound, what are you doing? I think I have an order here. How? Okay. All right. Look at this. Yes, I love it. Can we make a meme out of this or something? Why is it I put a trigger order as perfectly calculated as I can, and price has to drop, miss it by, what is this? 2 cents, 2 pennies, okay. And it's probably never going to drop back here again. No, it probably will. We didn't really hit oversold area at that level, so... I mean, but we're already halfway through recovering here, and where would that have put my price to? Oh, nothing, not a big change either. It would have still been the negative. Average price would have probably been around 42 something. We're at 42.14. Oh well. I did not mean to do that. Wanted to get rid of this drawing. We'll have to wait and see. Hedera, what are you doing? This one did get filled. That was perfect. This one was actually perfect. I bought this at 20.912. We dropped to 20.858. Yeah, that's perfect. Hedera actually got the order filled. And it dropped the average price to this, 22.035. Current price is 21.399, so we're still in the negative, but we're working our way down with the average prices here, and this is not correct. There, that's more correct. Either way, I did not use the Fibonacci anyway to calculate my entry. I don't think I did. Or maybe I did. Yeah, that's all. Okay. Moving on, we'll go ahead and talk about the news that we have to cover for today. Starting off with, of course, the person we always start off with, Donald Trump, most important man in the world. He is planning to visit Egypt to finalize the peace deal. I think it's tomorrow that he is going to be traveling between Israel and Hamas. If you're not aware, the first phase has been agreed upon. Israel will retreat their troops to a certain line, and they will be exchanging some of their prisoners and hostages, right? It's been 2 years of the war, by the way. I did not mention this on... It was on October 7, right? So 2 years since then. We're on October 9 now. Forgot to mention the date since that incident occurred. And yeah, even apparently Iran is kind of happy with the deal, so hopefully things should not continue to escalate further. And this has caused Trump being more and more eligible for a chance at winning the Nobel Peace Prize. It's doubled overnight, basically, according to Kalshi Markets. Good stuff. Today, over $130 billion was wiped from the crypto market in the past 24 hours. This is including Bitcoin, including a lot of the large altcoins, and believe it or not, a lot of the meme coins, and we'll talk about that as well. But why are we dropping when we're supposed to be pumping? Isn't this October or whatever? This is normal. This is to be expected, in my opinion, and it's deserved because we have been very overbought for the whole first week of October. It seems like as soon as October hit, everybody is like, okay, what happened? September, green. That means Q4, always green. And it's October, and we're just going to buy. And it seems like literally that happened. Everybody just started buying, and it felt like that October effect just kicked in immediately compared to what happened last year. Last year, if you remember, in October, Israel was attacking Iran, or vice versa. I don't remember who. They were attacking each other. And markets actually started off with a crash in October. And everybody's like, what happened to October? Don't worry. After like halfway through October, things started rising again. And we ended up really green in October last year. Then November, of course, Trump won, which made things continue rising even further. December was great as well. January was awesome. And then February, Trump gets inaugurated and starts deploying tariffs everywhere, and Wall Street investors got scared out of their pants. So that's a brief history of what happened. Now, where we are right now, is it over? No, it is not over. This is natural. This is normal. This is necessary to liquidate all the bulls and mainly the retail, because market makers will always flush longs before sending the market. So according to this analyst, thinks the pump will start again from the 15th to the 20th. I agree. And October will end with a massive pump. I also agree. They want you to be bearish and believe that Pumptober is cancelled. However, when the market is in complete fear, we will see a massive bounce and the parabolic Q4 pump will start end of October. The October monthly candle will close with high percent gains, and it will kickstart the parabolic banana rally, which will send Bitcoin to, people estimate, 150 to 180,000. It's basically the cycle top we're expecting in November, right? And Ethereum, 8,000 to 12,000. I don't know if I agree with that one. It's possible, sure. Like, all you got to do is just barely double your market cap, and it's only a couple $100 billion. Could happen. But if you expect that, then you're expecting altcoins to, yeah, literally do 10 or 50x in just 3 to 4 months. So we just need to have a little more patience. I know it's exhausting, but I promise you it will be back. It will be 100% worth it. Cartels played same games before the 2017 and 2021 mega pump. Cool. I agree with the most part. There's talks about Sui going head-to-head with dying Solana after CZ took over their casino. If you're not aware, CZ has been also heavily promoting memeing on Binance. I talked about the 4 meme, and there's just so many other memes that are coming out on Binance now. Especially him, like, flexing the fact that, oh, we reduced fees by, what was the number? It was like 1,000% or something. So you could, like, Binance is actually a viable chain to, you know, launch meme coins and dexes and stuff like that. So, especially with the popularity of Aster that's been coming up now, right? So that has kind of taken away the market share from Solana, right? This is a chart that shows non-EVM chains that don't use Ethereum, right? So, you know, you've got Solana, you've got Bitcoin, you've got Sui, Aptos, Sei, and a bunch of other random coins, including Cardano amongst the randoms. And you'll notice on this chart, I'll enlarge it, Sui hits 9% of the total non-EVM, non-Ethereum virtual machine total value locked, just shy below Bitcoin and Solana. I don't know about just shy. Solana's got 43% of the market share. Bitcoin has got 30% of the market share because it's Bitcoin. And then you got Sui at 9%. But the difference between Sui and every other chain after this, I've talked about Aptos, I've talked about Sei. Yeah, like the difference is significant from 9% Sui to 2% Aptos, almost 3, and Sei 1%, almost 2. It's a bit of a difference. So, yeah. There is some stuff to talk about there with Sui's popularity. It deserves to grow much higher, in my opinion. I genuinely do have a lot of faith in Sui. Aptos, I'll admit, is probably better than Sui. It's just not really that popular. But Sui is starting to catch the eye of a couple of people, so don't sleep on it. We also noticed that Sui flipped Hyperliquid in daily decentralized exchange volume today, which is bullish. Sui's DEX would be Bluefin, right? It seems like... Do I have yeah, I do have it. Perfect. Every centralized exchange is starting to see what Binance has done with Aster and try to follow in their footsteps. They all want to create a DEX of their own to compete with Binance, which is trying to, on their own, compete with Hyperliquid, right? So the fact that Sui is already beating Hyperliquid with, it would be their Bluefin DEX, I'm assuming, the biggest DEX that they have, the one that gives them the most volume, or revenue rather. You know, that's what the popularity of the DEXs were, and why we saw rises on stuff like, it's not talked about much, but Avantis also took a good ride from, you know, this little DEX war that was going on. Perpetual decentralized exchanges. Who can create the best one? For the time being, it seems like Aster still takes that lead in terms of popularity as a competitor to Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is its own entity, and I think Hyperliquid will continue to be the best. But there's, you know, there's people that want to compete with it. They see Binance heavily promoting this, and it's like, hey, Binance, the biggest centralized exchange, is now going to make the biggest decentralized exchange. And it would be no surprise because Binance is hitting all-time highs. They are genuinely performing well. Nobody can deny that. So other exchanges, like I said, are looking at this, trying to create their own. Bybit, of course, backing Apex. Why is FTX even mentioned here? Sam Bankman-Fried backing Pacifica. Don't use that. It's all scam, surely. Justin Sun with HTX used HTX to launch Sunperp. And Brian Armstrong with Coinbase using that to back Avantis, this coin right here. And think about it. If Binance is the biggest centralized exchange, what's the second biggest? It's Coinbase, and then it's Bybit, and then it's whatever exchange of your choosing. So since I don't know if this is cope or not, but it seems like it's okay. Sure, I was late on Aster, I'll admit it. Fine, I'm not upset about it. I don't think I want to say I never wanted to invest in it, but I was very skeptical of it at the beginning. Sure, but everybody was talking about it on crypto Twitter. Apparently people are paid to promote it. We hear a lot of drama with it now. The fact that it was all just fake KOLs, people being paid to promote it, like I said, spread it in popularity, and when in reality it's probably sometimes worse than a centralized exchange in terms of withdrawal limits. Like, why do we have that on a decentralized exchange? But other people are like, oh, but the 1001x, oh, but the, you know, you can use other networks, you know, other wallets, Arbitrum, you can use that kind of stuff, right? What else is it going to mention? And you can also trade tokenized stocks on Aster, right? So that kind of gained it more popularity, but we also found out that, hey, maybe they're faking the whole Voluthim thing. That's why they got delisted from DeFi Llama, which that's not a really good look. And what's the popularity really based on? Just CZ tweeting stuff out seems to be what all that it is. So, yeah, anyway. This guy really sucks up to Aster and Binance ecosystem, this account specifically. So, yeah, he's saying that CZ is leading and everybody else is following. That is true innovation or whatever. Entrepreneurialism, whatever you want to call it. There's also all this talk now of, hey, screw Solana, come to Binance. It's cheap now. You can meme on Binance, and Chinese letters make prices go high, right? Now, the single Solana token trending on Dex Screener, they're all with wrapped Binance, right? Solana, pump fun, your time has come and gone. You've built nothing but a cesspool of scammers and degenerates. Good riddance, says James Wynn. The thing with the scammers and degenerates has to do with the massive amounts of rug pulling that we see all the time. Rapper promotes his coin, posts the contract address, everybody goes in and buys, and then everybody's funds are gone because he swipes everybody's money into his pocket. Sure. I'm sure you could do the same on Binance. I haven't tried. I haven't really heard of a Binance rug pull until we saw this today. Rest in peace to the Binance bag holders that are about to wake up. It's not going to be a fun morning. From what it seemed like, everything looking fine on Dex Screener, you know, meme coins pumping 60, 20%, 90%, 200, 300%, 368, 260,000%. Are now all dumping 90, 80% overnight. What happened? What just happened? Seems to be this. People say it's a stupid decision. Asking KYC to trade memes is the dumbest thing you could have done, CC. Now people are abandoning Binance ecosystem and going back to Pump Fun, where we can trade decentralized and KYC-less. KYC meaning, you know, upload government photo ID with your face and a selfie and all, you know, look up, look left, hold your driver's license in the photo and send it to them. People didn't like that. Binance memes are rugging minus 90%, and that is because Binance announced KYC for their meme coin launchpad. Once you KYC in the casino, the gamblers essentially leave, and people, you know, there's been this other war on crypto Twitter of like, where is it better to meme on? You know, is it better on Solana with Pump Fun, or is it better on the Binance network with their launchpad? I don't know what their new launchpad was called, but people are being like, hey, be careful, don't trust the CZ guy, he's a bit crazy, and, you know, stick with Solana meme coins. But Solana meme coins have been kind of down lately. If you'll notice on Pump.fun, not a lot is, like, really going too crazy, right? Things are kind of, like, died down a bit, especially the older projects that have already existed on Solana. So, now, after this rug pull, if you want to call it that, Binance memes seem to be dead at this point. Tried to warn you, hope you listened, say some people on crypto Twitter. While they were busy getting farmed over there, I was in the Solana trenches buying the blood, do you understand? Hey, fair enough. If you were ballsy enough to buy memes when people are scared, sure. CZ probably just cooked this entire Binance Smart Chain season with that new launchpad announcement. The KYC thing. Most BNB coins are dumping hard, and people are waking up to bags getting absolutely nuked. Every time we're finally having fun on BNB, CZ will pull some weird stuff like broccoli. Broccoli, if you don't know, oh boy. What a throwback. This is CZ's dog. I know. His name is Broccoli, and he gave a backstory as to, like, oh, he was a rescue dog, I found him, and I decided to take care of him and all that stuff, and then he posted photos of the dog, and people immediately made memes out of it, because in 2021, dogs being meme coins was a famous thing. Look at Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. What else was there? Floki, Dog with Hat, Bonk. All of them have to do with dogs, right? And so as soon as people heard that CZ, after being released from prison, said, yeah, I have this dog, people were like, oh, what's his name? What's his name? As soon as people figured out any details about the dog, any photos of it, and the name of it, they were going to launch a meme out of it, right? And it did happen. And I've talked about it way back in the day in the earlier streams. Not that far back. It was this year. Yeah, you know, whenever CZ notices, like, yeah, hey, people are talking about memeing on Binance right now, I'm gonna just hint that I have a little dog because I know dog meme coins do really well. And so he did that. People were speculating. He waited for the right time. Then he started promoting his dog like crazy, and people made meme coins about it. Pumped it up, and now I'm sure it's a dead coin by now, right? I've never heard anything apart. I mean, after that incident, right? Net negative for BNB traders. No other way to put it. Rest in peace. I know. I'm showing this chart a lot because it's just all over Twitter, basically. The whole 80, 90% negative. People are poking fun at it, and Solana can be a little toxic at times, is what crypto Twitter is complaining about. So, yeah, they're saying it's just a small dip. This is completely normal in crypto. We should be grateful that prices are this low. Right? What, you wanted to buy when prices were high. Why don't you want to buy them when they're cheaper? Anyway, we got 3 weeks of pumps before one red day, as this kind of dumping is just an everyday thing for Solana. Watch the bounce bring life back like an oasis. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really trust the Binance ecosystem for meme coins. I'm sticking with Solana, me personally, but I don't think we should be toxic about it because literally this is what everybody's timeline is looking like. No crying in the casino, send CZ back to jail. And these comments are actually getting to CZ, believe it or not. This guy, the guy that sucks up to CZ, like I mentioned, he said, hey guys, no more BNB FUD, please. That will pump your dead Solana bags. Solana is so toxic, basically, you know, being sarcastic about it. I posted this. Here it is. This is the post that I said CZ should be arrested again, LMAO, and then CZ just blocks people. The comments are getting to him. He's blocking everybody that like is poking fun at it. This guy as well, I'm pretty sure he would eventually get blocked. No crying at the casino. And it's gotten to him so much that he had to come out with his own comments about the whole situation. This is what he had to say. Well, first of all, this is a post talking about it. People trying to clown on Binance when this is daily life in the Solana trenches. We got 3 weeks. Oh yeah, I literally talked about that already. So yeah. CZ says, was in IRL meetings all day today in Bahrain, including one on stage fireside chat. What a bloodbath in crypto today. Not too sure what happened. Oh, okay. But I think it started with FUD, so false news, about Alpha not going to list certain coins in the future, which soon proved to be wrong. I don't know about that one. To me, in my opinion, seems like it's the whole KYC thing. But anyway. But the FUD already done its damage. This is the unfortunate power of fear, uncertainty, and doubt is what FUD means, by the way, when enough people get fooled by it. People often give me too much credit, in good times and in bad. I didn't do anything. I was literally busy all day, so he's like washing his hands clean from all this. I often see titles like BlackRock sold BTC, Binance sold BTC. The correct title should be BlackRock's clients sold BTC and Binance's users sold BTC. Lastly, I support decentralized self-custody wallets for accessing memes or any crypto. I guess that's in relation to the whole KYC thing. Decentralized self-custody wallets for accessing memes or any crypto. And at the end he says, manage risks properly, keep building. In the replies, yeah. Ignore the FUD and the good projects shall rise and get Binance Smart Chain buzzing again, and BNB meme season continues. Yeah. Alright, CZ, whatever you say. People don't buy it, though. People are convinced CZ is just money laundering through BNB memes at this point. You're telling me there are real humans trading awesome person with it written in Chinese with CZ's picture on it, so it's a joke. Billions in volume of absolute bad tokens going up, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. PayPay, I thought this said PayPal. PayPay, acquires 40% stake in Binance Japan to merge crypto and digital payments. Cool. Coinbase and MasterCard eye a $2 billion stablecoin deal. As per Fortune, both giants have held late-stage talks to acquire stablecoin startup BVNK, which is valued at over $2 billion. This deal could be a game changer if it lands. Socials are buzzing with optimism on Coinbase's expansion narrative, stoked by recent big name partnerships. Market wise, though, Coinbase just hit a new all time low, ATL. Is that what that means? And is showing bearish short term signals, so traders are clearly waiting for real confirmation before making moves. ATL, really? That is not all time low. All right. This is not all time low. What are they talking about? Unless I'm misinterpreting that whole phrase. Coinbase is doing fine, the Coinbase stock. If this acquisition is confirmed, expect massive volatility, a possible price rebound, and the renewed retail FOMO. Timing is everything on a headline like this. Yeah, we'll see. Avalanche stablecoin supply has increased by $400 million in the past 14 days. Keep in mind that now we have a South Korea stablecoin launched on Avalanche, and I'm sure they have other USD stablecoins listed under Avalanche as well, using Avalanche's ecosystem. And the supply of it is also on the rise. Same with, we're seeing Tether's stablecoin supply on the rise and USDC as well, Circle. All this eventually has to come into the rest of the crypto market caps. It's still on the rise. Look at that for Tether and for Circle. Market cap of Circles in circulation, 75 billion, all-time highs. These stable coins, they're just waiting to be poured into the markets. Luxembourg's Sovereign Wealth Fund has allocated 1% of its portfolio to Bitcoin ETFs, becoming the first Eurozone state fund to do so. That's good overall for adoption. Bybit becomes the first licensed virtual asset exchange in the United Arab Emirates. Good. More adoption. And I'll read this one first. Zero bull market peak signals have been triggered so far, meaning that no, the bull run is not over and we are meant to continue. Expected until maybe November. Hopefully it lasts for the rest of our lives, but no. Not all bull market peak signals have been triggered yet. So, in that case, we're still early, right? Silver hitting all-time high after 15 years, reaching $50 per ounce. Last time we saw these prices for silver was in 2011, I think. No, XAU is gold, XAG is silver. Yep, we did it. We hit an all-time high of $51.21. Something that we have never seen before. This chart did not give me enough history. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, since, what is this? 2011, indeed. Almost 15 years. Congratulations for silver. And gold is still doing fine as well, but it came back below 4,000. But hey, zoom out and it looks perfect as well. Never ever seen before for gold. Good stuff. Bitcoin and crypto should eventually follow because they're essentially commodities as well. They shouldn't be treated like risk assets. So, yep, boomers celebrating, of course. And that is all. Do we have Fetch AI in here? I don't think we do. But we do. If you care about AI, there you go for Fetch. That's an entry, not financial advice. This is recent. No, it's not. Just took a long time to load. Oh, we've seen lower prices. April 7. We haven't seen these prices, though, since, like, that April drop. I don't know. I'm not really into, like, AI cryptocurrencies that have to do with much AI, except for BitTensor because of its tokenomics. It's genuinely good. But things like, I don't know, Render or... what's the other one? Why am I forgetting its name? Did it start with an N? You can search other categories like AI here. Near, there we go. That's what I was forgetting. Story, internet, computer. Filecoin, Render, Injective, ASI, Fetch, which is literally this coin that we were talking about. The Graph, Theta. Yeah, I'm not too bullish on those. Except for BitTensor. That's all. Alright. So Litecoin, we took profits on it. Zcash. Is that what it is? ZEC? Yeah, Zcash. Literally saw this coin like oversold a couple days ago, if I'm not mistaken. Do we even have this here? We do not. Why do I care then? But anyway. Yeah, and just on a side note for this heat map, make sure you're looking at 4-hour chart. At least that's the one I look for when it comes to trading in futures with leverage. Yep. So that'll be all for tonight. That's all the news we had to cover. Hey, Jerome Powell spoke today, but nothing big was mentioned. Right? Most of the Federal Reserve officials noted that it was appropriate to move the federal funds rate toward a more neutral level as they judged the downside risk to employment had increased because of the government shutdown, meaning that, yes, higher chance of us getting rate cuts, which should be good, but it's not rising. Majority still emphasized that the risks to the inflation outlook remain tilted to the upside, of course, because they're going to be cutting rates. They're going to have to start paying attention to inflation in the future, right? But currently what's more impacting, more dangerous is the labor market. That's what they're going to be focusing on, and that is why they will be cutting rates for the foreseeable future, my opinion. They considered it likely that further policy easing would be appropriate over the remainder of the year, with around half of officials anticipating 2 additional interest rate cuts by the end of 2025. That's all we needed to hear. Why are we not mooning right now? All right. Anything else that is going too crazy I want to check? Zcash 32% up today. Okay, well, maybe I misjudged that. Mantle, I keep seeing this, like, very negative all the time. Oh, I remember Mantle. No, it was doing good. I'm thinking of something else. That also started with an M. I don't remember exactly which one. MYX, I think it was. It's not listed here, but I think it's here. MYX. Yeah, it's up 6% today. Yeah, it was this one. I was confusing MNT with MYX, my bad. But yeah. I don't think I would buy this at all. Just leave that there. Okay. Any other economic data that we are to expect? No. Government shutdown will continue for a very long time. Tomorrow, nothing's happening. Well, we'll see what comes of this whole Egypt meeting with Trump. I want to look this up. Don't care. Trump is starting World War III. Okay, Jasmine. I don't care. Don't care. Okay, why are we seeing this? Come on, I'm looking for Trump. Trump says he'll attempt to travel to Egypt for Israel-Hamas ceasefire signing. It's going to be on Sunday. Okay, so it wasn't tomorrow. I thought it was tomorrow. So, stop 1 is going to Egypt to sign phase 1 of the Trump's Gaza peace plan, and stop 2 will be going to Israel, likely to speak at the Knesset, with a significant moment planned. I guess that's like going to be the Israeli government giving their thanks to Trump for making the ceasefire deal. And that's all going to happen on Sunday. Cool. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Yep. All right, I'll end the stream here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you do all the like, subscribe stuff. I will see you tomorrow.